Greg Rex here with the Fantasy Grounds Academy. I'm doing a video on the combat tracker in Mongoose Traveler. So to begin, we're going to open up our combat tracker in the sidebar by hitting our CT. Probably going to move this near in the upper left-hand corner. Real estate's a premium here in Fantasy Grounds. This is where I kind of have mine hang out, so I can see my chat log below it as dice rolls start coming through. Next up, we want to load some PCs. So I'm going to open up my PCs. I'm going to drag and drop their PC records right here in the combat tracker. This will do all the automation we want in Fantasy Grounds. The combat tracker handles that. That's why they have to be located here. Once your PC records are in, they're likely to remain in the combat tracker for the rest of your campaign. No need to add them every session. Next up, I want to add some NPCs. So I already have my Aliens of Chartered Space Volume 1 selected. I want to do some light warbots, so I'll do 2 light warbots in here. Now that they're in here, as the referee, I could see my entire combat tracker. My players will see have a reduced view, and they cannot see the light warbots yet until I, the referee, reveal them by hitting Show NPC. Or I could do Show All NPCs, and now my players could see the enemy combatants. Next up, to get combat going, we do have to roll for initiative. So my players will likely roll off their character record sheet out of the Actions tab, and they'll double-click on Initiative. Right, and this is logging the effect of their roll. So 7 minus 8 is a -1. Right, we can just keep going through and rolling on these. Let's do a couple of them. Now my NPC records, I close that, do not contain a initiative roll. In order to get their initiative rolled out, I'm going to use the combat tracker's menu, initiative, and roll NPC initiatives, and I'll roll for all my NPCs. Alternatively, we could roll my PCs, roll PC initiatives, or I could do the entire speed roll, the entire combat tracker for roll for all initiatives. Depends on your play style and the agency you want to give your players. So now this is set, we'll just go ahead and keep this initiative step. We're going to start the top of round 1. I'm going to put the step identifier. I'm going to left click to the left of Randall in this little pip. And we can see that the turn now is Randall Feld. I'm going to open up Randall's character sheet. It'll be on his Actions tab. So players are usually playing off their Actions tab. And they can make an attack by doing 2 different methods to target. They could left click their target and holding control on the keyboard here in the combat tracker. So control, left click, light warbot. You can see Randall now has light warbot 1 targeted. With this method, all he has to do is double click his attack roll. It's got a miss. Alternatively, you could do a drag and drop, so I don't have to have the target, so I could clear this. I don't have to do that. I could drag and drop my attack by dragging it and releasing it over my target in the combat tracker. Right? You can see that the attack was a hit, +1 damage. So if I drag and drop this over the light warbot 1. Right? So there was the armor reduced some of the damage, so I had 7. Looks like it reduced 3 because 4 went through. Nothing on my end as the referee. The automation tools of Fantasy Grounds handled everything marvelously for me in the combat tracker. And that'll be it for Randall's turn. Randall will pass. RN will have their turn. Same thing. I could go ahead and drag and drop. I can target and double click. Got a hit. I could double click the damage from here. And again, damage reduction and the hits remaining is all automated for me in Fantasy Grounds. Now let's talk about the NPC records and attacking PCs. So as a referee, I also have a couple methods. I can do the targeting method. All right. Now I can make attacks off my NPC record. I click the task link, and I can make my attack roll now that Randall is targeted. I have a success, and then I will roll for damage. Right? You can see Randall's endurance, strength, and dex have been reduced in that order. It is an option that we set up here for damage reduction, so this is the order that I have it set. Alternatively, I could do drag and drop methods. Or what I like to do, this is how I play my games. I will not target. I simply, to speed things up, I will grab the attack box here, and I will release it over my target. Alright, looks like Randall's going to go down, and I'll drag and drop my damage. Alright, and Randall is now dead, DED. And this is how I go through and play my games. It just kind of speeds things up doing this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.